In 1955, when Detroit thought it understood everything about the American car buyer, Dodge introduced a car that shocked everyone. The 1955 Dodge La Femme, a two-tone pink and white sedan that came with a matching purse, raincoat, and umbrella. It was proudly marketed as the first car designed exclusively for women. But instead of success, La Femme became one of the most infamous marketing blunders in automotive history. This car didn't just reveal how Detroit viewed women in the mid-20th century. It exposed the huge gap between what they thought women wanted and what women actually needed. In this video, we'll uncover the fascinating story where fashion collided with engineering and ambition was crushed by gender stereotypes. The idea for the Dodge firm didn't come from engineers. It was born from a daring marketing experiment during Detroit's fiercest decade. In 1954, Dodge had just launched the custom Royal Lancer, and while promoting it, marketers noticed a growing trend. Women were becoming key decision-makers in car purchases. Yet, instead of seeing them as rational consumers, Dodge viewed them as lovers of fashion. The marketing team conceived a bold concept, a car that embodied elegance, charm, and femininity. They called it La Femme, a French name meant to evoke sophistication, softness, and modern chic. Developed as a feminine counterpart to the custom Royal Lancer, its mission was simple: turn a car into the ultimate fashion accessory. At the 1954 auto shows, the Lamb concept made its debut, intriguing the crowd while also raising eyebrows. On stage, it looked graceful and elegant, a striking contrast to the heavy, powerful machines that dominated the era. Dodge's message was clear: women deserved a car that reflected their individuality and style. Instead of emphasizing horsepower or durability, the company leaned into aesthetic language: a slimmer body, soft chrome lines, small jet age, inspired tail fins, and the LAFM script elegantly engraved along the side like a fashion designer's signature. Every curve of the car was meant to look graceful rather than aggressive. What drew attention wasn't simply its color, but the harmony between form and tone. The blend of heather rose and sapphire white was carefully placed to accentuate the body's flow. From a distance, Lamb resembled a high-fashion accessory, sculpted from steel and glass. Beautiful, unique, and perplexing all at once. And the moment you opened the door of the La Femme, its interior left you stunned. No American car of the 1950s was designed with such a level of fashion coordination. The space was crafted with such delicate harmony of color and material that it felt more like stepping into a Dior boutique than sitting inside a car. The dashboard shimmered with metallic rose paint, accented by bright chrome trim. The two-tone steering wheel, white and pink, added a graceful, airy touch. Seats were upholstered in exclusive peacock feather patented fabric, blending lavender and pale pink hues to symbolize the grace and refinement of the modern woman. The doors and headliner matched perfectly, turning the cabin into one seamless expression of design and style. But what truly shocked the press were the included accessories. Each La Femme came with a custom handbag, hat, raincoat, and umbrella, all made to match the car's interior. These items were neatly stored in compartments behind the front seats, something no other car had ever offered. Dodge proudly called it the exclusive accessory set for the lady owner, believing it would be the ultimate key to win female buyers. The strange part, no one had actually asked for it. Women drivers of the time valued practicality and ease of driving, not a car that came with a purse. Instead of feeling appreciated, many felt boxed in by the fashion image men had created for them. Adding to the irony, the LM was actually a surprisingly capable car. Built on the custom Royal Lancer platform and powered by the 270C in red Ram Hemi 58. The La Femme had solid engineering beneath its pastel surface. The engine produced about 183 horsepower, paired with a 2-speed PowerFlight automatic transmission, offering smooth, confident performance that could compete with the Ford Fairlane and Chevrolet Bear. Weighing nearly $3,700 lb, it could sprint from 0 to 60 mph in about 13 to 14 seconds. Impressive for a mid-1950s sedan. The problem was, Dodge never told that story in every advertisement. They avoided talking about the engine, transmission, or driving dynamics. The very things that made Dodge respected. Instead of marketing the Lamb as a special edition custom Royal Lancer, they highlighted the pink paint, the purse, and the umbrella. The campaign focused entirely on image, ignoring the brand's engineering legacy. From the moment it launched, Dodge believed it had created a revolutionary idea. The Lamb was proudly advertised as the world's first car designed exclusively for women, a statement the company thought would spark excitement. Instead, it became a marketing disaster that crippled its own creation. The ads looked more like pages from Vogue than automotive brochures. Models in flowing skirts and white gloves, smiling beside pastel pink cars. Taglines such as "for the discriminating woman driver" and "the car designed exclusively for her" sounded elegant, but sent the wrong message that women didn't care about power or performance, only about looking stylish. In trying to appeal to women, Dodge had accidentally reinforced the very stereotypes it sought to overcome. The public and the press wasted no time responding. Automotive magazines mocked the La Femme as a piece of jewelry on wheels, while some female readers openly criticized Dodge for trivializing their role as drivers. One columnist quipped that the company had brought the spirit of the kitchen to the highway. Dodge had good intentions, but it missed the truth. Women didn't need a feminine car. They wanted a car they could be proud to drive. Dealers reported dismal sales, despite lavish showrooms decorated with flowers, mirrors, and pink silk. Most buyers stopped to look, but not to buy. Only an estimated 1,500 to 2,500 units were sold between 1955 and 1956. Some dealers even removed the LAFM badges entirely just to sell the cars as regular custom Royals. In a last attempt to save the project, Dodge introduced the 1956 LM Series 2, painted in soft shades of regal orchid and mist lavender, with a more restrained interior. Accessories like the purse and umbrella were quietly dropped, but the damage was done. Women didn't identify with it, and men refused to touch it. By late 1956, the La Femme name disappeared from Dodge's brochures. No press release, no farewell, nothing. The car that once promised to represent the modern woman faded away in silence, as if it had never existed. For decades, La Femme stood as the ultimate case study in marketing failure. A car born from Detroit's mistaken belief that women only needed pink paint and matching purses to feel understood. Yet time has a way of softening judgment. Sometimes it's the failures that push progress forward. By the early 21st century, as classic car culture and industrial history restoration gained momentum, the La Femme was rediscovered as a relic of bold experimentation. With fewer than 60 surviving examples worldwide, collectors began restoring every detail. The peacock pattern upholstery, metallic rose dashboard, and color-coordinated accessories. At vintage car shows, whenever a La Femme appears, crowds gather, not for its horsepower, but for its story. It's the story of a Detroit that dared, failed, and learned. Without La Femme, the automotive world might have taken much longer to realize that gender isn't a marketing formula. It's a conversation. The car became proof that women didn't need a car for women. They simply wanted a good car for people. In the modern automotive world, the gender-neutral philosophy has become the new norm. Automakers no longer build cars for men or cars for women. but design vehicles that reflect lifestyles. Cars like the Mini Cooper, Mazda MX-5 Miata, and Tesla Model 3 are adored by everyone, not because of color or accessories, but for their feel, personality, and the freedom they deliver. Ironically, Dodge's misstep helped pave that road. The LAFM forced the industry to ask, do we really understand our customers? The answer: reshape design, marketing, and brand identity. Today, automotive campaigns that speak to women focus on freedom, safety, and individuality, not fashion or pink paint. And when we look back, the Lamb, though born from misunderstanding, endures as a timeless reminder of an era when Detroit dared to dream in color, dared to fail spectacularly, and in doing so, taught the world to drive forward with empathy. If you've ever thought failure should be forgotten, the story of La Femme proves the opposite. It reminds us that even the most misguided ideas can leave a mark if we're brave enough to learn from them. Share your thoughts. Was the Dodge La Femme ahead of its time, or simply a product of outdated thinking? And do you think Detroit today still dares to take risks like it did in 1955? If you love stories about forgotten cars and the failures that changed the industry forever, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Join us as we uncover more machines that history tried to erase, yet still echo through America's memory, where every engine tells a story worth remembering.